Ladies and gentlemen, emanating live from the Creaky Tiki Studios tonight, it is Such Good Shoot, the podcast about anything and everything in the world of wrestling and other stuff. You know, up there we have Mr. Butt Stuff Isaac.
I love butt stuff.
On the other next to him, we got Sexy Boy Shane.
He loves butt stuff too.
And down here, I'm that goddamn dozer. Let's get it on!
He's a little shy for butt stuff, but he'd like it.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey, DDJ, hop on if you want to hang out. You're always welcome, buddy.
Is this the show?
Butt stuff Isaac sounds like Billy Ass's weird uncle.
Butt stuff Isaac and Billy Ass.
Brothers.
The Ass Bros.
Boys.
So, we are ass men.
So, yeah, here, real quick. Pop open some drinks. Toast to Danhausen.
Daniel Housen, you know, what a guy. I'm not crazy about that shirt still, but I am crazy about him.
He's the only person. Go ahead, Dozer.
I'm a Danhausen fan. I've been watching his stuff with having PCO as his monster.
Dude, PCO is a monster.
He is. And imagine him under the control of Danhausen.
No.
He is the guy that is doing Brian Pillman on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, where he's just living, like, he lives the character. He's in character at all times. The character works. It's constantly funny. And somehow, like, it's just engaging at all times. Like,
that's a dope lighter, dude. I like that. That table lighter.
So, what you drinking tonight, Isaac?
Well, we were just chatting earlier. I'm drinking rum. We were chatting earlier about something or other, and we were talking about good drinks. I think good mixed drinks or something. Yeah. And one of my absolute favorite, just like easy soda mixers, is Captain Morgan and root beer. I decided to go classy, so I got Captain Morgan Private Stock Premium Barrels. This is a fine Caribbean aged rum with spice and other natural flavors. It's a 80 proof, and it's a liquid treasure from Captain Morgan, according to the bottle. And I mix that with some Barks root beer, a little ice. And it's just extra vanilla, a little spice, and a little kick at the end to warm your cockles.
If you want some real vanilla, get some Kraken in there.
Yeah, they didn't have the Kraken, or they didn't have it in like a liter. They had a half gallon, and I'm not making a commitment to a half gallon of spiced rum that I'll have.
Fucking Kraken.
Yeah, dude, I'll have that when I'm 55.
I bought a liter of Kraken today.
Shut the fuck up,
dude. 100%.
Dude, get some root beer.
I went to the Kroger by my work, and I was like, I'm going to be an adult today. I'm going to, get some food. So that way
you just left with a liter of fucking crap.
Oh, no, I know. I stocked myself up, but I also went to the Kroger liquor store.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Also got some Crown Vanilla and some Jack Apple.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, get yourself a root beer and mix a little of that Kraken and root beer into a glass. Into a glass together and just tell me what you think.
I'll have to procure some root beer. Maybe I'll bring a large one home from work, and then I'll mix it after a long day. Maybe I'll do it or maybe just maybe you bring the Kraken to work with you. No. I will not be bringing the Kraken to work. Anyways, I'm drinking PBR in honor of GCW. Chosen beer.
I'm drinking the cologne who did not cover up a murder. It's Cuba Libre with bitters, basically. Fucking delicious. And if You don't know a Cuba Libre? It's a rum and coke. Keeping it damn simple tonight. And you know what? Speaking of keeping it simple, chic,
Oh,
chic,
fuck.
chic of the week, chic, chic, chic of the week, chic, chic, chic of the week, chic of the week.
I'm under pressure. Brothers and sisters, go fuck yourself.
Woo! Firing on all cylinders. I like it. I fucking like it.
Jesus. He's not happy with McDonald's. Fuck the McMuffin. It was 12 hours ago, so must have went and gotten a raunchy McMuffin.
It's got the lime, Wade. You could kind of see it floating in there. I've got the lime.
Oh, dude, he has large issues with putting the lime actually into the drink.
Oh, he can get over that.
Large issues.
I got some fucking issues.
Oh, you do? But
oh man, do I?
you know, we're not talking about your backstash a hustler.
So,
What?
a couple things from wrestling this week that I kind of wanted to bring up. How about WWE holding Mustafa Ali hostage?
Shocker.
Well,
Absolute
honestly,
shocker.
no, it's like kind of a shocker because, like, does WWE actually have plans for Mustafa Ali?
No, but
but they want to send the message that no. We release you. You don't decide when you go. We decide. Because if they grant him his release, then everyone's going to ask. Because why wouldn't you? It'll just be the 7 people they still use on TV.
I mean, I think he's got a point there. You know, unless you're a chosen few and you ask for that release, you know, like you're not gonna get it if you have a decent amount of time left on your contract, unless it's a big contract. But if you're under contract for the kind of money he's probably under contract for, it's not worth it for them to let him go, even if they never use him.
What do you think for Mustafa? What do you think? Like $100,000, $200,000 a year?
115.
115.
Yeah, whatever their minimums are. I mean,
I remember back in the early 2000s, a sheet was released of the pay, and back in the early 2000s, like Paul London was $70,000, which I thought was low for somebody putting their body on the line.
Yeah, over and over again, forever.
Yeah.
I realized something today because I've been like getting into deeper MMA stuff. And like Dana White and Vince McMahon are the exact same people. Like, are either of you following like the Francis Ngannou saga from UFC?
No.
God bless you.
So he's the he's the current UFC heavyweight champion. He's been very unhappy with his contract situation because Dana White treats them like WWE does, meaning they're independent contractors, but they can't fight anywhere else. It's a very similar, sort of situation. But UFC,
except for even worse is you only get paid for your fight.
Well, yeah, but
so you could train for like 8 months, hurt yourself, and never get paid.
But anyways, UFC has this clause where if you're the champion and your contract runs out and you win, the UFC automatically adds another fight to your contract. He just won last Saturday, and his contract is automatically renewed, but he doesn't want to get paid what they're going to pay him with the automatically renewed contract.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just been crazy because I've been following that, and I'm like, man, this is very similar. You know what I mean? Very, very similar to pro wrestling and just how that's kind of working with the WWE.
So I can see if he can show they were in negotiations and UFC was acting in bad faith to not want to pay him more.
Yeah.
Of him being able to go, look, they're using this clause as unfair leverage. And that could be an out.
Yeah, I mean...
It would have to go to courts, but that could be an out.
Yeah, and his like
You
here's
get the
I
right
think
Jew on your side, dude.
here's and like the three things that he's talked about that he wants is 1 and 2 are just better pay per feet for everyone, him and everyone else. And then he wants them to be treated either like independent contractors, meaning he can go fight in boxing because he wants to go box, or they can be treated as employees and get, fight health care, they can unionize, they can do whatever else. And like I said, I was just watching and I was like, man, this is Jesse the Body Ventura from the 80s. This is just pro wrestling over the course of the past 30 years, but in
Well,
like successive timeline.
it comes straight down to, and Cornette's right, like, Dana White's the last of the true carnies. Like, he's a carny, like a complete shit stain.
Yeah, I mean, he's a piece of shit. He's a great fight promoter. And that's he gets that part of it. And I've said it on the podcast a bunch of times. I've said it other places, but UFC is the last real old school professional wrestling organization, federation, whatever you want to call it, on the planet.
Yeah.
And
they're the ones they don't break kayfabe.
And he built that company from the fucking dirt, because that company was gonna die. He bought it because he saw something in it. He figured out how to do it legally, and then literally changed law like everywhere in the United States. Like the UFC changed.
They built Fight Island, dude.
Yeah, dude. Just
dude, they fucking built the Kumite.
yeah, dude. It's just so insane.
It's so badass. Yeah, he's a crazy person. He's a crazy person, and he's a piece of shit. But like, yeah, he's the last true fucking promoter out there. So good on him.
UFC is just so exciting to watch.
I can't get into it.
I hate loving it, but I love watching it so much.
I'm just gonna sit here and be an old man. The main events are too fucking late. Same thing with boxing, so I don't care.
Well, I mean, UFC, depending on the show, does run earlier shows, but usually they're like fight nights. So that'll be like, the Raw and SmackDown to a numbered card, except it's played out much longer. This fight night will lead into this fight night, which will lead into this numbered card, and that's a year and a half process, because you do 3 fights in that amount of time.
And that's almost too much. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy sport, man. It feels
many people all the time. Like,
I can't care. I just can't. It's not my bag.
I think the only the thing I appreciate about it is that it can create great professional wrestlers out of guys like Riddle or whatever.
Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn.
Word on this.
I would love to see Connor.
Word on the street, RK Bro only works because Riddle can grow Orton's favorite strain.
That's awesome. I love it so much.
That fucking clip of them from Raw.
Incredible.
Where Riddle is just ounces, grams, and Randy just starts legitimately laughing.
He's like, yeah, I like my scale at home, man.
God, he's so good.
What was the word he had to spell? It was something fucking stupid. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't watch it, so I wouldn't know.
Oh God, it was very, very funny. It was very, very funny. I fucking laughed way too hard at it. But yeah, it was like one of those moments, and he fucking made Randy fucking crack, which is not an easy thing to do.
No, because he's either zoned in or just bored. It's
but he seems like he's just having so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Riddle's that guy. He's just whatever. I mean, again, he was about to get, into an actual physical altercation with Goldberg, but he just laughed about it forever.
So good. So good. Yeah, incredible stuff.
And then Goldberg came to his senses and realized that Matt Riddle would probably actually kill him. And
Yes,
then
dude.
they're bros now. Because Bill Goldberg would not beat up Matt Riddle in the year 2022, 2021, or probably ever.
Here we go.
Oh, like when I calibrate my scale.
Calibration.
Like ounces,
It's like when I calibrate my scale at home to weigh stuff, man. Like ounces, grams. Calibration, right.
His character is RVD that's allowed to say more than
Whatever.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I
Dude.
always thought like it would be like it works so well with him because like he's the only person who could pull that character off and still be like intimidating.
No, because it like you
'Cause
can
you
tell that's
know-
just him. Like you can
But
tell
yeah,
that
but like
that's- yeah.
but even still, like he's a badass. Like he was a fucking legitimate fighter and the dude could fight. So
And the
like
only
you
reason
have
why he
that
stopped
pretense
fighting is
because
because
he wanted to
of
smoke weed.
Yeah, dude, and Dana White kicked him out, and he literally said, "Fuck it, whatever. I'll become a
My
pro
man.
wrestler."
My fucking man, dude. And
He
it's
was
easier on him.
he was like 9-4 or something, which is really good. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's a good fighter. He's a great wrestler, and he's fucking picked up to it like a fucking duck to water, man. He's all about it. And he's great. He's great. I love Riddle. Huge fan.
Absolutely. Speaking of taking to it like a duck to water, does anybody have any predictions on a random person to appear in the Royal Rumble? We got it coming up Saturday.
Triple H.
Nick
No.
Nick Aldis.
All right. I thought you were going to say
That's-
Gage.
No.
I have my own. I can't really say it till a little bit later because I have two people and I think it'll tie together and I think there's a possibility for it.
Matt Cardona could totally pop up in the Rumble.
And then
The Matt Cardona fucking pizza gasher.
and then out of nowhere, a certain flannel wearing guy comes in, knocks them both over the top rope, and leaves.
Hmm.
Oh, Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Dude, on is the Rumble on Saturday?
It is on Saturday.
All right, then I'll have to watch it Sunday probably while I'm watching football, and that's fine because I'm gonna watch the Rumble. Are we gonna do the Rumble next week? We can review it.
Why the
Oh,
fuck not?
God.
It's the only consistently decent one.
I
And it's not
we-
8 hours long.
We agreed forever ago that we would do the big 4 shows and we'll skip everything else.
And we watched goddamn Survivor Series, or you guys.
Did we?
Yeah.
We did? Oh, I'm so
Yes.
sorry for myself.
And then-
I do
and
not
then-
remember any of that.
And then Isaac, 2 or 3 weeks from now, we'll do the next WWF pay-per-rear view. Do it.
Oh God.
We'll do it.
We know what's
That
happening
was
there.
your choice. You
Oh, that's right. We do need to watch. That's actually we should watch fucking The Screw Job.
Yeah. We don't have a
I
choice.
mean,
It's on the
yeah,
list.
2 weeks from now, and then we'll do something else the week after that. We'll not
Yeah, we'll do
watch
something.
something.
We'll do
like
something
a
so
tier maker.
exciting. Yeah, dude.
that
So exciting.
Isaac
Shane-
doesn't take off his pants in excitement.
I am not wearing pants right now. I have
That
no
does not
pants to
surprise
take
me.
off. I'm wearing long johns.
Not an invitation to.
Yeah.
No,
I mean I'm like covered. But...
Yo,
what it does. Or what time is it? Hey,
Oh, it's close to that time. You know that I just recorded a new podcast.
he did. I witnessed it.
Yeah, he hopped in
You
towards
did?
the end just to see what the hell is going on, and yeah,
Don't listen. Don't. Just do
yeah,
yourself the favor.
definitely
and do
don't
not
let
listen.
don't let Aaron listen. It's like if I got to do this podcast, but without anyone stopping me.
How far over your count did you go?
I think I only said retard once, but I definitely definitely
No,
said the gay
I
bomb
understand.
a lot.
I understand. Yep, I understand why I wasn't told.
I wasn't told either. I just happened to log into StreamYard, saw it was live, and went, "What's
Yep,
going on
I
the fuck over
understand why I
here?"
wasn't told. Anyways, hey,
Yeah, I
hey,
mean, you're always
Joker.
welcome. You guys are always welcome to join. We
It's
just
time for the main event.
well, just check out Science Hour for Intelligent Toddlers.
Oh,
And this week, we
is that you
reviewed-
and Joe?
It was me and Joe. Joe Vaughn was supposed to be there, but he was off doing stuff in a bathroom with someone under a stall. I don't know.
So
He didn't show up.
Okay, yeah,
he was
that
tapping
makes
his
sense.
foot
All right,
rhythmically. This week, we reviewed GCW, the WRLD.
The
They say it
world,
spells the world, but they forgot a letter. But
Yeah,
that
well,
doesn't surprise me in this.
yeah,
And
the
I
world
wanna
on
state off-
GCW.
Right at the beginning, first thing you see in this pay-per-view, the copyright is owned by WWE.
What a copyright?
They use the WWE verbatim copyright warning at the beginning of the show.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
So
Yeah.
if I listen to that, the copyright for this show is owned by Vince McMahon. So this is a Vince McMahon production, everybody. I
Maybe
just
that's
want
how
you to
they got
know this.
away with using his music.
Yeah, probably. And then they had this pretty decent video package, very reminiscent of like WrestleMania 23.
That was
Yeah,
one of the best
the-
produced things they did the whole night.
The video
Honestly.
packages were very, very weird. That's not like that's not a normal GCW thing. Is that style of video package? Every
Can
once
I-
in a while they'll run something, but
Can I
Well,
say it was?
production budget.
That really made me laugh because they were doing it, and then it was Nick Gage shows like, I'm not even on this fucking show. It's so good. It's such a. I'm not even on. I don't fucking care. I'm not even on this fucking show.
yeah, bro. This showed the Grim Reaper been doing this 22 years, and then he wasn't on after that point, dude. Grim
And
Reaper
I do want to point out that this was GCW's most successful pay-per-view ever on Fight.
Oh, I mean, of course it was. Brett Lauderdale tweeted, the owner,
the only one.
that well, no, they stream
No,
on Fight
all their
the
shows
time.
are on Fight.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
but it
gonna
was
say.
a pay-per-view. They all
No,
count
it's
as
always a
pay-per-views?
pay-per-view.
They do
Yeah.
on there,
Yeah.
but this is the first one they showed on like actual cable pay-per-view.
I see.
Yeah, but he tweeted that it was the most successful they've ever been, but he was really bummed, and I think we'll reflect that later.
He was
Yeah.
really bummed because they lost money still somehow.
Well,
No
yeah.
doubt, dude. You see how many people did they pay for one match? Like a 19-minute match. They paid like fucking 30 wrestlers for that. to just
It's
be
okay.
fun.
I'm fairly certain only like 2 people in this first match were paid. And we have the grab the brass ring ladder match where we have. Please hold. I know absolutely none of these people.
I know
except
that-
for one. We have
G
PCO.
Raver, hold on here. G Raver, Jimmy Lloyd, PCO. There was
AJ
the guy,
Gray.
yeah, AJ Gray, the guy from Second Gear Crew. There was
He just showed up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just here."
Well, no, he was supposed to fight Eddie Kingston on the show, bro, and then Eddie Kingston wasn't able to compete. That's why he was in this match.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to be in the match. He wasn't announced. He just showed up, like legit.
Oh well, yeah. No, I was
But
gonna say, but he's supposed
what
to fight
happened
Eddie
with-
Kingston. On
What
the show.
happened to Eddie?
He's got some injury, like minor
It's like a
injury, but he
broken.
can't compete.
Yeah.
Dude, what is he got with Houston?
Dude, AJ Gray versus Eddie Kingston would have fucking slapped. Anyways, there's Tony Deppen.
The only real wrestler in the match.
Jordan Oliver,
Okay, the 2.
and then
PCO.
I'm missing one. I said PCO.
I think that was it. I think it was 6 of them, right?
PCO, Alex
No,
Colon,
7.
G Raver, Tony
Alex
Deppen,
Colon.
Jimmy
This is who I
Lloyd,
forgot.
AJ Gray, and Jordan Oliver. And the grab the brass
Yeah.
ring. Basically, It's a Money in the Bank, but you get to choose your title. Ooh,
This
it kind of sucked.
This match, this whole show was weird because of the New York State Athletic Commission. They weren't able to do the blood, and they tried to do this ladder match with deathmatch wrestlers mostly. Alex Colon is a deathmatch wrestler. Jimmy Lloyd is not always a deathmatch wrestler, but that's what he's primarily known for. Same with G Raver. And, PCO was like 55 years old. Jordan Oliver is not very experienced, and Tony Deppen is closer to Imperium and strong style than what he is this kind of match. This was a car crash in the worst way that I couldn't look away from, because shit just kept on happening that wasn't supposed to. And
I will say the match suffered from a mix of the ring not being mic'd and the acoustics they are not used to of the Hammerstein Ballroom.
And
because
also
nothing sounded like it had impact.
And man,
and the ring was like shifted over. It was in like the side of the ring,
and they kept
couldn't
doing
stop
this,
laughing.
And they kept doing this stupid shit where they kept trying to climb the ladder that like is obviously too small.
Yo, Aaron was so mad. Aaron was so mad at Alex Colon at some point in the match because he was just doing the real. No. He's doing the real slow climb though, like the real slow climb.
Always hated
the WWE climb from the
way
UK.
slower than that, even.
Dude. So there were 2 botches in this match. I can't remember what the first one was. It wasn't that big a deal. But the fucking botch with AJ Gray on the ladder outside where he goes to jump and just falls off onto the ropes in the other ladder and just has to play it off is just like so atrociously bad. And then to go on and win like pretty much like right after that. And you could tell he was banged the fuck up. Like he was hurt from that pretty fucking bad because he landed so badly.
It was an experiment that really didn't work. I mean,
there was the one thing about this match, and I gave this one thing a 0.75 just for the fucking bump. And that was the Doomsday device, PCO's Doomsday device with the ladder. That shit was fucking brutal.
Yeah, and that
worth
package pile driver on Jordan Oliver on the ladder was cool. That Tony Deppen springboard like 450 bump that he landed from one rope to the other and then did like the 450 and then just kind of just shoved his legs out.
Yeah, that was
there were portions of this match that were really engaging in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, but overall, it was just a mess.
Yeah, no,
it was a huge mess.
It was a total mess.
But it was entertaining, and I give it a 1.5 stars for being entertaining, and especially for that Doomsday device because I've never seen that before. And points for that. Points for that for sure. So 1.5 is what I wrote down. Hi, Nat. Thanks for sneezing on me.
Well, god damn you, because at least you and I are drinking because I gave it a 1.5 too.
You said that we weren't going to do this time.
I said we weren't going to have a 3-way. I don't think we're going to have a 3-way, and I don't think Meltzer rated this show.
I'd love to have a 3-way with you guys.
I'm going to be honest. I agree with a 1.5, and I was thinking that before you guys said anything. But before we do any drinking, I have some special ratings for the show today. My girlfriend Erin gave this a 2.5 stars.
So it's not a clusterfuck.
No, but it wasn't extraordinary. And yeah, she just really hated Alex Colon climbing the ladder. Super.
But slow. She thought it was an average match.
Yeah, I mean, she's got some ratings here that people aren't going to agree with, and that's okay. Because I've got them right in front of me.
I'm sure she's also on some pretty powerful sedatives and such. So she's allowed to fucking rate things whatever she wants. If she wants to fucking rate this match 4 purple pixies, man, she has every right. She's earned it, man. She's fucking earned it for sure.
Yeah. So
Shout out. We love you, Aaron, so much. And
it's not a clusterfuck, but it is a 3-way.
I'll 3-way for that. On to the next one.
Match number 2.
That brings us to our Lucha Libre Trios match of the evening, where we have Team Bandito with ASF Bandito and the Laredo Kid taking on Team Gringo with Arez, Demonic Flamita, and Gringo Loco.
Dude, this shit was the best botch of the night, man. The ring announcer getting almost all the way through the first team's names before he just is gone, before realizing that fucking he had gotten the wrong team completely. Holy shit, dude. I fucking lost it. I was like, what just happened? And then I realized he had just announced the wrong team. He's just like the wrong, oh shit, the wrong guys. Just the wrong, they all look the same to me.
I'm just gonna say, if you only have the names to look at, the Team Gringo has way more Spanish names in it than Team Bandito, so I can understand the confusion.
Yeah, it just was funny. It was just because he was just like, oh. You fucking just dead
dude.
stop. Oh,
just totally fucked it up. It was awesome.
It was so funny. It was so funny, and the best part is like I had just gotten to that part right after Dozer sent that message in like the group chat, being like, "Man, these guys have like just such good ring announcers." And I was like, "Yeah, except for the dude who got the wrong fucking team of Mexicans."
Yeah. Well, dude, you haven't gotten to the good ring announcer yet.
Well, he did do the first match, and all I was thinking is like before he opened his mouth, because I've never seen this guy before, was like, I fucking hate this guy. Just looking at him with his fucking like his fucking acid wash jeans and this fucking dude, he just looks like such a fucking douchebag. But credit where credit's due. He's got a voice. He's got a fucking incredible voice. I wish he had not been wearing those jeans. I think that was really.
Oh no, dude, that's what he does, man. He's got this fucking PBR jacket that was only given to like a certain amount of people, dude.
I'm down with that.
He's got the aesthetic, dude. He does it.
He's got it. He's got it good. I dig it.
Yeah, I hate looking at him, but I love listening to him, and I stand by that.
Also, while we're still talking about the entrances, you do have to talk about entrance music a bit on this show because it does get a little weird. And I have to say, I expected a lot of weird entrance music. I did not expect to hear anybody breaking out Lindsey Sterling for an entrance song.
Very weird. I will say that when the first team comes in, like the crowd goes mild. The crowd did not give a fuck about this match. Not even a tiny little itty bitty bit. They did not care about these guys. They were not into it.
But
and I wasn't
ended up
either.
Working them into it. They totally did. By the end of the match,
they got the crowd into it with some big spots. There was some stuff that was all right. I didn't like this match. This for me was the worst match of the night.
You are out of your.
For me, it was the worst match of the night.
I haven't looked at all my ratings back to back.
I guess, but I also I don't know if I didn't actually write down a rating for the main event because I'm still kind of pissed off about it. So I don't know.
You are so crazy right now to call this the worst match of the night.
For me, it was 7.75. It didn't even get a full star for me. I literally could not fucking pay attention to it. I was so bored. Bored. They did the stupid fucking. The fucking 3-minute triple stack destroyer. It took them fucking an hour to hold each other up and get each other up so they could all get up there and stand there and pose and fucking look special.
You stop it.
So they could all look good and jump at the same time and flippy dippy bullshit.
Stop it.
It was sloppy. The whole thing was a mess.
This was a classic, and this is the first time you'll hear me say this tonight, but not the last time. This was a classic ECW decision. This was just a 6-man lucha style tag match, just to put it on the card. There was no story. It was just go out there and do your shit. And for what it was really fun, man. The triple stack destroyer is the craziest thing I've ever seen in a professional wrestling match.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it took a second, but okay.
I mean, there's something about them just fucking that, like, stacking. It's
dude, they're just going out there and being athletic, and it was just a really good time for me. I had a great time. This was like a 3-star entertaining match.
No, it did not get that. It did not get that high for me, but
yeah, clearly you rated it. Man, y'all are out of control.
I couldn't follow it. That was my issue.
Dude,
I couldn't.
Dude,
I like the lucha rules. I like
the double surfboard, and then Green Loco coming over with the senton. Dude,
that looks so sketchy.
Was gnarly. It was so gnarly.
Spots that looked good. It just didn't hold my attention.
Yeah, the best part of it was the ring announcer fucking up the introduction.
All right. Third match. Move on.
This is young Leo Rush, who is who's money
Leo Rush taking on Blake Christensen in an actual wrestling match.
This is a pretty fucking solid match. It wasn't anything like groundbreaking. It wasn't anything spectacular, but I haven't really gotten a chance to watch any Leo Rush outside of his WWE work where he didn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
And he's not bad. I don't think he's
a good worker.
I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is. But he's pretty good.
Also,
he's solid.
He stole Jay White's finisher at the end of the match. He did the switchblade.
Yeah, and I mean the match itself, there's nothing that like stands out for me in it as like good, but there's nothing that like stood out as bad either. Like for me, it was just an average match. I mean, I don't have much to say about it, honestly. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was right in the middle for me, and I mean, I can't give it anything other than a 2.5 for that very reason.
There was that one knee to the head that I think I audibly went, oh! Like, that was a fucking knee to the head.
Yeah.
And there was that beautiful 450 splash that I can't knock at all. All in all, I gave this match a 3.5. I enjoyed it. It kept me entertained. It was actual pro wrestling, not a lot of shenanigans. And, it's a match, unsurprisingly, that I'd expect to see on like a Ring of Honor card.
Yeah, no, I agree with Dozer here. I just think it was a all around solid kind of indie style pro wrestling match. There was telling, there was that knee to the head. There was strong style. There was the flippy stuff. The real bummer is that originally Blake Christian was supposed to be wrestling John Gresham for the Ring of Honor Championship. And John Gresham is much more of a technician. He's much more of just a pure, wrestling style guy. And I think that matchup would have been more interesting and would have led to, a more engaging contest. But it was good. I mean, all the strikes were solid. The flippy stuff landed. There was actual work. There were spots. It was to me. It was a 3-star match again for completely different reasons.
What was the time on this one?
15 minutes.
It doesn't have the times listed.
Gotcha. I'll look it up because like the first few matches were long, but I feel like this one out of all of them felt like it was like the right length.
Yeah, and real quick,
was the right length.
I just want to say real quick, Aaron, last match.
Oh,
totally forgot. She did not rate it because she went to the bathroom. Aged in this one, she gave a 3. Dozer, go ahead.
This one was 12 minutes 34 seconds, which is a good time. I feel like the first one, that match, was almost 17 minutes, which was a little long. The trios match was 14 minutes, which felt a little long. Timing on this whole show was an issue, but whatever.
It's their
it's
first
gonna be
real
an
show
issue,
with a
yeah.
time limit.
No, it is. I get that, but it fucked things up.
Well, that brings us to Matt Cardona with Chelsea Green taking on Joey Janela. Okay, fucking Matt Cardona's troll entrance to Enter Sandman, fucking
Incredible.
amazing.
With the McFoley shirt on. I mean, just truly, truly incredible.
He just gets it in the way
He
nobody
does.
thought that he would. You know, going from Zack Ryder to Matt Cardona is like, you know, Drew McIntyre as the chosen one to Drew McIntyre today.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I think even more impressive, though, honestly, because Drew McIntyre as the chosen one was hand chosen by, like, you know, Vince, etc. Zack Ryder as, like, you know, the internet champ, etc. was like him, all him. It was him, his sheer willpower, him and his fucking ability to just get himself over, right?
Yeah.
And like to go and do that once like that and like get fucked the way he did, and then to be able to like actually come back and do it again, like legitimately, like fucking more power to him, you know, like WWE, like if this doesn't prove that they dropped the ball on him, I don't know what does. Oh, Dozer spilled. Is that a spill?
Just a little bit. I was just adding more drink to my Coke.
Oh, I see. You didn't knock your glass over.
Nope.
Yeah. But yeah, goddamn, that Cardona entrance was great.
Hey, Joey Janela's entrance was an entrance. The one thing I will say throughout this whole match that eventually got a bit annoying, they kept harping on repeatedly that Joey Janela is in the best shape of his life. And it's real hard to go along with that narrative when you have Pudgy Boy Janela there with rather jacked Cardona.
I will give credit. I did look at Janela and say, fucking, wow, he does look. And I didn't even hear them doing that because I was like sort of half tuned out. But I definitely heard, like, was looking at him and be like, wow, he does look better than I've ever seen him before.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's not like. Yeah, I mean, that's like, you know, after fucking, what's his name? Blues Traveler had his fucking, his band surgery there.
Yeah, it's, you know, when you have Matt Cardona, who's like legitimately jacked in this, looking way better than he ever did as Zack Ryder.
And just the whole look, dude, with the beard, he just looks badass.
Yeah. And so that worked, and then the rest of the match,
Oh my god, yeah. Shane is got booted, so I can actually say like what I feel about this. God damn it, dude. It's got so frustratingly annoying. So it's a love letter to ECW One Night Stand. I get that. But you literally took 2 full matches and recreated them in the time of this. And like and I'm sorry, but I was getting into this match. I'm not a Janela fan. I'm not. I was getting into this match. I was feeling it. And then fucking Vince McMahon's music hits. And fucking out comes goddamn fucking bullshit fucking. Oh my god. Virgil and Vince McMahon mask. And then out comes fucking Haystack Calhoun's fat son. And then 2 midgets show up, or 2 small little fucking 2 dwarves show up. And then fucking who else showed up after the dwarves? Fuck,
Brian
Kurt Hawkins. Yeah, showed up. Some lawyers showed up. Fucking.
Well, Smart Mark Sterling was the first to show up because he said, hey, you can't use the title, but we can.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah. And so yeah, I mean, Vag Blaster 6,000. Hell yeah. Hello, Vag Blaster 6000. Yeah. Once all the run-ins started happening, because like I was saying, I was telling him I was getting into this match. I was getting into a Joey Janela match. I was into the fight. I was into both of them. I thought they were both doing really well, and then just fucking running after running after running after running after fucking running after
Well-
running and fucking yeah, I don't know. Like the right man won the match, but by the time it actually got to that point, like I just didn't give a fuck anymore. Like
But-
there was so much time spent in this match without Matt Cardona or fucking Joey Janela even participating. Did he just hang up on us? He keeps getting mad, dude.
So, what I will say though is you can get annoyed at all the goddamn interruptions that happen in the match.
And I
But
did.
the original one, that Chelsea Green double cross, that was fucking masterful.
No, that was great. That was a really good moment,
That was
especially
an amazing piece of work right there.
and sure, let that Chelsea Green business be like that one thing in the match that like is that moment. You don't need the rest of it. Have your ECW one night stand tribute during instead of doing the ladder match. You know, like have some bullshit match and do your tribute, but let Cardona and Janela do their thing. Have that Chelsea Green moment actually pay off the whole storyline that they were building instead of just getting lost in the mix of fucking everyone showing up. I will say X-Pac, that motherfucker looked good. I've never seen him look so good. He
Yeah.
looked the best fucking shape. I've never seen him look so intimidating.
And using
Yeah.
the best version of the DX anthem.
Yes.
Yeah, he
But-
looked good. And I totally agree with you. The Chelsea Green, turning on Matt Cardona, and then it turns in that that should have been the finish to the match, because
Yeah.
it would have made more sense to lead to another match where maybe Joey beats Matt, because I guarantee you that the feud's not over. I guarantee you that they'll do it for another another pay-per-view. I really liked all of the run-ins. The whole match was just a tribute to ECW One Night Stand 05 and 06 main events. All of the run-ins, Brian Myers showing up in the Edge cosplay and spearing Joey Janela through the door. Like, it being in the Hammerstein, if Cardona wins, we riot. The crowd played into it.
I have to state, because I doubt it, but we might have some younger fans that don't truly appreciate how fucking funny it is of Brian Myers cosplaying Edge.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
really is.
and I don't know.
Fuck, dude.
I really, really enjoyed this. I thought it was fun. I liked seeing Marco Stunt come back and seeing him have a seeing
dude.
him have a place.
I enjoyed a lot of things about this match. Marco Stunt was not one of them.
I mean, it really. No, I'm sorry, but if you put Marco Stunt next to fucking Hornswoggle, and they look this like fucking like it makes Hornswoggle look intimidating. Like you are not.
intimidating.
Hold on. Let's remember, Hornswoggle bullied the shit out of the Great Khali.
Sure, but I'm
Yeah,
just talking. I'm just talking stature wise. Dude.
What did you rate this, Isaac?
He looked like a child. He looked like a legitimate child. I have 8th graders at the school I work at that are fucking bigger than Marco Stunt. I rated this match. I have 2 ratings here. It's a scale.
Should we rate it first and then you can adjust? Will that make you feel more comfortable?
I have it written down, so it's going to be one of the 2. Go ahead, rate it. I'm going to think on it.
Yeah. I mean, I had a good time. I don't think it was a great match by any means. But to be honest, I had the most fun I had all night. I think for me, this is like a 3.25. I felt at home. I felt comfortable. Aaron rated this a 5 on the account that she was just on her seat at all times and had no clue what was happening. And it was just, popping her, her senses.
Huh. That's
I thought this match absolutely fantastic from the fun perspective. So, in the spirit of fantastic, I gave it a 4.
I was entertained enough to not give it a half star or 1 star or even a 1.5 star. I have written down 1.75 to 2. And I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2 because the match, the actual wrestling match that I watched with Matt Cardona and Joey Janela, I was really into. It was all the other shit that pulled me out of it. Had it just been the wrestling match and the fucking Chelsea Green swerve, I would have probably gone with a 4.
And you would have, and like the thing is, you're gonna get like the world's gonna get that match coming up very, very soon. Again, they
Sure.
this is their first, this is their biggest show ever. They just have to get people on it. You know what I mean? And get people talking. The Virgil thing was completely useless. But again, we're talking about it. I'm sure Twitter
And
is
Jesus
talking about
Christ.
the fact.
And talk about looking like
Yeah.
a fucking mummy, dude. Jeez, he looked like shit.
Yeah, I mean, and then X-Pac coming out and actually, because he got cleared recently.
He looked so, dude. That was the first thing I said. I was like, "Holy shit, he looks incredible."
I bet you coming up real soon, it'll be X-Pac and Joey Janela versus Brian Myers and Matt Cardona on some GCW show. I mean, it's gonna make them cash.
I'll pay
You
to
just have
see
to
that.
set these things up 100%. Especially
I'll
because
watch.
it'll probably be like $13.99. Like,
I mean,
I just want to do some rounding errors here because it's kind of fucking funny. We essentially rated this match 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, I'm going with 2. So, I mean, it was. This is the most angry I got, I think, up until the main event, just because it was just like, Jesus Christ, really another run-in. But at the same time, I did have fun.
My biggest thing in the whole match was Haystack's illegitimate son.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
I have nothing against bigger wrestlers, but goddamn, don't wear sweatpants.
Dude, we got some. We got some bots.
Spam.
Yo, what up, Beppa? Beppa, Sister 19, LOL online.
Pretty sweet.
We love Beppa. Oh, we got a couple of them. We got Hana Kapashabalava, Vordarong. Let's see what Hana Hakakapasapala has to say.
Oh, speaking of Hana Kapasapala, for the next match, we have Ruby Soho versus Alley Catch. Isaac, you have 5 seconds from this very moment to get out what you want to get out.
Oh my god, I want to fucking be suffocated with her ass, tongue in her asshole, eat her poop, look at her butthole, just put my face in it, eat her pussy.
Nope, okay, we're done. So as far as the wrestling match goes, I think this was really a huge moment for Alley Catch, that they trusted her enough to be in the only women's match on the card. They put her against Ruby Soho. There were a couple points where Alley looked maybe nervous, maybe a little bit, jumpy, kind of botched a couple things, but it looked like Ruby Soho.
But did you see that ass?
No, we're moving on. We're moving on. I gave you the 5 seconds. 5 second post.
I have 5 more seconds.
No,
is that what you said? Because I will take it.
But yeah, I mean, it was just a solid women's wrestling match, and Allie benefited a lot more than Ruby did.
My biggest issue was it wasn't long enough. It
100%. It could have gone like another 5 minutes, and
the fact that those first couple matches got the time they did. I mean, it's these last matches needed more time.
GCW doesn't really have a women's division, though, and that's the issue. They do a whole lot of intergender stuff.
Sure, but they have a match with arguably one of the biggest independent women's stars on the planet with Ruby Soho.
No,
you put them in
correctly,
and it's literally the one of 2 matches on the card that is under 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I mean it. Go ahead, Dozer.
I need to talk about the production because
when her
the video production coming into this was fucking phenomenal with that Allie promo.
that was a great promo.
That was goddamn perfect.
Yeah, that was really.
That was WWE level of perfect promo.
She's part
if
of
not better.
Bussy with Epi. With Effie.
Dude, I would. Oof.
And then them actually using the right intro to Ruby Soho, not fucking goddamn Tony Khan's butchered version, the real good chords.
Rancid,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Just beautiful. And
well, GCW's punk rock, man.
It worked. You know, there's a lot of good shit on the ropes. I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn good match. Now you can continue, Shane.
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this one. I really did, and not just because of Allie Catch's thickness, which was a fucking selling point for sure.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Allie
like,
Catch is a thick woman.
But Ruby's great. They put on a good wrestling match. They put on a proper wrestling match. It was dope, man. It was good to see. And my biggest issue, was it's the one thing I really wrote down was it wasn't long enough, but it was still long enough to give it a 3 1/4. Giving it more time to air out a little bit, I think it could have done better.
I'm giving it a 2.5 because it didn't have enough time. One thing coming out of this match that I realized I really want is for Allie Catch to go do the AEW Dark run, because she's got it. I mean, she's different. She's extremely beautiful. She's sexy. She does power moves. She, looks for the pile driver. She tries the high flying moves. Sometimes they don't work, but she's clearly got it. You know what I mean? She's got something. And I think going and doing the AEW Dark just circuit where she can wrestle all of these different veterans and newcomers and everything else, and just constantly wrestle and like just get more experience, and then come back to GCW maybe when they're ready to have like a women's division or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And kind of front that. I think that would be awesome from her. I like Allie Catch.
Considering like AW Dark without someone on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see that ass on YouTube. I like that. I like that idea.
Speaking of seeing that ass, Dozer, what do you rate this match?
I gave it a 2.5.
The cheeks got me, dude. I gave it a 3.25.
Oh, we knew that.
I was blinded, dude. I was all about that.
We knew going into that. But Shane, I hate to say this. First off, did Aaron give this a rating?
Yes. Aaron gave this a 4 just because she really likes both Allie Catch and Ruby Soho. She's a big fan of both of these women.
That is fair.
Rightfully so.
But, we can't ignore, because we skipped it. We can't ignore RVD. I mean, Mance Warner coming out and cutting his promo that he said he can't wrestle.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, he came out. He did the RVD. He can't wrestle promo. And then...
Is that what he was saying?
Oh, yeah.
All I heard was...
but like...
I think your speaker's blown out.
They would have had to... I would have crawled my ass out from the back, and then Atticus Cougar comes in.
His mic barely works.
4 Ohio boys. Mance Warner comes in. Lights go out. Sabu and Bill Alfonso, who started fucking
whistling,
doing the whistle gimmick, which tipped everyone off. It was
that was a good way to reveal it, honestly. Sabu threw a chair and wore his COVID mask, and that was about it.
Hey, Isaac, can you back up from your mic by about like an inch? You're really popping the
pussy. The one thing I did like about this was the Pantera. Though I fucking love that shit, dude.
Which is what really made me realize how much they're just doing the one night stands. I'm like, oh my god, this is the Rob Van Dam spot.
Yeah,
they felt the need to put this in. And Sabu interrupted that one too.
Yeah, Sabu absolutely did. The lights went out on Rhino, and he threw the chair at me and ended up going through a table.
I just like to think they were doing Pantera for Bill Alfonso.
It was yeah, it was definitely a cool moment for Atticus. I'm sure getting a chair thrown at him by Sabu. It got him and 44 OH on the show. It got the second gear crew on the show beyond Effie and beyond AJ Gray. So Matthew Justice got to make an appearance. Mance Warner comes back, kind of from the injury. I don't know. It was effective. It was entertaining.
Yeah, I had no idea what was happening, but yeah, it was fun.
That brings us to Effie versus Jeff Jarrett, which I would like to state, ladies and gentlemen, this rates the 4th promotion we are rating a Jeff Jarrett match in on this show.
This match sucked. This match was fucking terrible. All it was Jeff Jarrett and Effie slapping each other with a belt over and over again due to Jeff Jarrett's natural limitations as far as his age and otherwise.
Did you see him slap the referee in the face with a fucking belt?
I saw it. Jeff, the thing is this match was great for character. Effie was totally himself and sold the choking by liking it.
Oh, he was awesome.
And was Effie's incredible.
He had a moment and I just heard it and I tried to find it and I just didn't have the patience. But at one point he was getting like beat on and choked out and fucking it was like pineapple juice. And it killed me. But yeah, the match itself was so. The wrong person won.
It was an Attitude Era match at its core. It was no substance, all character. Yeah, and the wrong person definitely won because Jeff Jarrett ended up beating.
Yeah, there was no need for
Effie.
that.
I mean, it was a cool finish. I liked it. I liked it. I liked the guitar shot to the head. I liked the stroke through the guitar. This match gets an extra 0.25 from me simply for Jeff Jarrett using the fucking TNA theme, dude.
It was a modified TNA theme.
Don't care. All I need to hear is that real that shrill noise.
It
dude,
was good. It was good.
Yeah, dude. Oh.
I gave it a 3 total. Honestly, my rating. No, and the only reason is because I gave it 1.5 stars for the pineapple juice. It was a 1.5 star match all day. That's all it really deserved. But I gave it a 1.5 for that, so it gets a 3.
And a 1.5 is what I was gonna rate it. I mean, I don't think it's really anyone's fault. It just went too long.
It was too long, but it was good though. It served its purpose.
It didn't have any right on the show with the guy that won. You know what I mean?
But if Jeff Jarrett had lost, I think it would have gotten a better score for me.
But I don't think Jeff Jarrett would have signed up for this match if he was losing. That being said, I gave it a 3. I enjoyed it, and I think it's one of the best Jeff Jarrett matches we've watched.
It was fun.
That's not a very high bar given the Jeff Jarrett matches we've watched.
And shout out to Effie.
The truth. Effie is the truth on a lot of levels.
And shout out to him for his cameo that he did for you and for Aaron because that was legitimately fucking awesome.
I'm on Team Effie. And,
Team Effie for sure. Me too.
Did Aaron just give this a 6 or?
No, she was pissed he lost.
3.5, totally.
She was pissed he lost, right?
Yeah, no. She was not happy he lost, but he put up a showing.
Look, at the end of the day, I think Jeff Jarrett worked more than I expected him to work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he at least fucking tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he still looks pretty jacked.
That's what I think is most endearing about GCW is they might not have the most talent in the world. They might not have the best, way to work. You know what I mean? Obviously, they don't run shows the best or anything else, but everybody in that company fucking gives a shit, and you can tell. You know what I mean? Everybody wants that company to succeed in a very ECW way. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah, there comes a point where, like, for me, ECW was so good. It was so original. It was so unique that, like, if you spend all your energy and effort trying to recreate that, like, there's no way that you can succeed ultimately.
But the only way on this show they tried to recreate it was the Sabu thing and the Matt Cardona match. Nothing else really tried to do an ECW thing other than that. But in spirit, it's very ECW.
Yeah.
What I will say is ECW is Nirvana. It was great if you take into consideration everything else that existed at the time.
And how
If you look at it
and how it
without
changed the landscape of the
Yes.
of-
And it's
but
entertaining
if you
as
look
hell.
at it on its own with today's lenses,
It's
it's
bad.
a piece of shit.
It's
if
horrible.
you don't take into consideration
Yeah.
the context around it.
Mhm.
It's very GCW style where, again, you know, it's clunky, but like pretty much everyone is over. You know, the people that are there love it, and it's its own little world. You just have to watch it in that lens.
But speaking of that, about that, we have our GCW World Championship match,
Match of the night right here.
where we
Not
have Homicide taking on John Moxley.
not long enough, not bloody enough.
But still
unfortunately.
the match of the night.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, they beat the piss out of each other. It was very
Moxley looked
very
incredible.
stiff. Yeah, Moxley looked incredible. I
It
loved him.
felt special in
I
a certain
love-
way.
I loved him flashing the heel. You know what I mean? Just a little bit throughout the match. You know,
I love
shoving
that
the
he didn't
referee
wear his
away.
good jacket there.
Yeah, no, I mean he looked great. I loved the Death by Driver. I loved the stiff suplexes they hit on each other. I loved the Homicide dive. You don't see very much. There was a lot of fucking TNA residue on this show. TNA and Impact. Cardona, Brian Myers, obviously Jeff Jarrett, Homicide. But yeah, this was just a really solid street fight style match. You know what I mean? It wasn't hardcore, but it was brutal. It was grueling. I definitely think the right guy won. I like Homicide. He's got the hardest named finisher ever. I mean, he fucking
Cop Killer or whatever.
Finishes fucking Cop Killer, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as punk rock as you can get. I mean, that's.
But I mean, he doesn't need the win. And
No,
Mox, I mean, he needed it.
John Moxley is really the truth.
And if you are making this push to become the third promotion,
yeah, Homicide's not the guy.
Moxley as your champion with the roster you have right now. He is their Jericho. He is who will bring eyes, and
especially considering he's on AEW all the time, and he can bring that belt there.
But he doesn't.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
But he can.
But he's about to go fucking fight fucking Bryan Danielson, dude. That's gonna be his first feud back, and that shit is gonna slap.
But yeah, this match was pretty fucking good. Again, nothing stood out as being like exceptional on it, but like fucking Homicide got his tooth knocked out. Fucking, it was a good match. 3.5 for me.
Yeah, the paradigm shift on the seated chair, the chair and seat position. I love GCW using the chair and sit down position as much as they do, because it makes everything look so much more brutal than just landing on a flat chair. And I'm sure it is. Yeah, I mean, this was the match of the night. It should have really, honestly, this should have been like 10 minutes longer than what it was. I mean, it should have almost doubled in length.
There was so much wasted.
And also, it should have been at the end of the show, because the final shot of Moxley laying down the title like he did after the match and then getting down and bowing to Homicide while Homicide's still selling would have been a really, really compelling last image of this show.
But they couldn't have their ECW send off with a beer bash in the ring.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
imagine that.
look,
This
you for
I'm
you
sorry.
rated-
I'm
hold on,
so
bro.
sorry.
but both of you stop. Let me rate this. Isaac, we'll get there. We'll get there, Isaac. We'll get there. We're not rushing.
Gotta have the beer bash instead of the actual match.
Yeah, this was like a 3 1/4 match for me. With an extra 10 minutes, it really could have reached up into that 4.25.
Agreed. That's why it was
range.
3.5 for me.
Aaron rated this, I believe, a 4. Yes, a 4.
Okay, well, Shane, I say this to you. Raise your glass. Cheers, mate, because I gave it a 3.25. And now,
See, I
will
like
say,
this more than both of you. See, I knew this was going to be a surprising outcome.
what I will say is, well, yes, I always think the show should end on the title match. Like that, with the exception of like the Royal Rumble. It should always, the world title should always end the show. That is my belief. That should be the main event.
I like the Royal Rumble ending
But
with the title match.
if you are
You said that's the
trying
exception.
to appease the GCW crowd, you can't end on anything but Nick fucking Gage.
It got ruined for me, the surprise did, but as soon as I saw that the heavyweight title wasn't the final match, I knew. Like, and it just made sense. Dude, it should have fucking been FTR. It should have been FTR.
It should have been FTR 100%, but Nick Gage needed to be on this show.
But they're gonna save that for AEW, and looking at it, it makes sense to get the belts off the Briscoes so they can go to AEW.
But yeah, no, I mean, and it makes sense to make space for Nick Gage in a non-heavyweight title situation at this current moment because Mox is going to hold that belt for a real long time.
But what the fuck, dude? Those tag belts with fucking whatever,
dude, he went and fought Onita, dude.
I don't know shit. All I'm saying is that it's that's a weird tag team.
No, it's not. If you know GCW,
but the best part of this was the entrance for Nick Gage when he was like going to the crowd.
He's so over.
Did you see someone trying to hand him a joint?
Yeah.
I love that, dude. I was so excited. It's shot like it's just like fucking joint in his face. I was like, yes, I love New York.
Nick Gage is 1,000,000% over.
God. He looked
with
like
that crowd.
Shit.
Dude, he always looks like shit.
No, but like I've seen,
he always looks like shit, bro.
He looked like he couldn't even walk, dude. He looked like fucking Vampiro trying to walk around.
But then he got in the ring, and the Briscoes made him look real fucking good.
Hold on, I need to talk about the entrance before we talk about the match. I need to talk about the entrance. So we're talking about parity between this and One Night Stands. While Matt Cardona recreated the Sandman's entrance, Nick Gage was the spiritual successor to that
100%.
entrance at 05. He came out, that crowd went wild. And they always do for Nick fucking Gage.
Crowd rushed him, dude. And
they were into it.
Dude, he's just getting beat up. People are just beating the shit out of him, and that's what happens.
It was fucking perfect.
He looked like shit.
But like Mark, I think it was Mark Briscoe. Is working with Gage in the ring, and then he just like does this seamless like little like slip into Gage's DDT, and I was like, that was the cleanest I've ever seen Nick Gage hit a move.
The Briscoes are fucking great. This match, man, what we got of it would, if this had been the first 5 minutes of like a 15-minute match,
it was just chaos.
It would have been great. But I mean, it was the way it ended, the way the Briscoes lost time. They ran out of time.
You just have to say they ran out of time.
They ran out of time, and that's what sucks because there's no way on God's green earth. I'm not saying Nick fucking Gage shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have won that quickly.
No,
not against the Briscoes.
Matt Tremont and Nick Gage were the right winners because that gives both of those guys who are mainstays of GCW, who are mainstays of the hardcore landscape for many years. Like I said, Matt Tremont went and fought fucking Onita last year in FMW, in like Onita's return match. But
Not in 5
They
minutes.
were, they were the right decision. But the issue is that they had the match end like 5 minutes before what would have been 11 o'clock, and they did the
beer bash.
the beer bash, where every other company that has been in the situation they were in, and I really don't want to try and fault GCW for this because they clearly did their best and they were clearly kind of over their head. Every other company would have said, fuck the beer bash, go another 5 minutes.
What?
And the match would have been really good, I think, with another 5 minutes. It would have been a little short, but it would have been enough chaos to...
It wouldn't have been offensive.
And I don't know... I do not know the intricacies of broadcasting live on pay-per-view. But what I would say should have happened is the match should have ended at 11 o'clock when the pay-per-view was scheduled to end, and they could go off on pay-per-view and have the beer bash continue on Fight.
Yeah, I mean, for free or something like that.
Anything other than what
they could have figured out a way to do it. They could have put it on YouTube. They could have done
it's a shame
anything.
Because this really had the potential of being one of the best matches of the night had it been.
It really could have.
With the crowd into it.
And it really was an ECW tribute unto its own. It was, Matt Tremont and Nick Gage, who are guys that were told they could never wrestle, who ended up over and are doing it versus
Tommy Dreamer and Sandman.
Yeah, exactly.
Against the fucking Dudleys. I mean, the Briscoes.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, in these guys that are well-oiled, tag team machines that do the hardcore stuff, but it's not their thing. It just made sense. They just fucked up. I mean, and I'm going to give them a 1.5 because they knew what they were doing. They just need to do it again, but better. You know what I mean? They just have to do it again and clean it up. You can't be scared. You can't go into it, with any hesitation. You just have to draw it up again and do it better because the groundwork for GCW on the show, I think all three of us can agree it's there.
Sure. They just, I mean, once they get their shit together on production, but that really took out as 0.75 for me. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a fucking hot mess, and there was nothing that you could truly salvage out of it ultimately. It just didn't feel good. It didn't feel right. The Briscoes are way too good to fucking lose that quickly. Like it
was just a fuck up.
Yeah, and I mean, like we know what happened, but at the same time, like I genuinely feel bad for the Briscoes because they deserve better.
It's good to know what happened. Thank you, Twitter, for Nick Gage going on just saying fuck pay-per-view time limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave it a 2. It sucked. It was not great, but I saw the potential.
Yeah.
The entrances were there. I saw the parity between this and the main event of One Night Stand 05, so I got that nostalgia warm tinglies. I gave it that 2. It could have been way higher.
GCW is fun and exciting.
I had fun. And in this, I'm going to give this pay-per-view a rating higher than any of the matches. This is legitimately one of the most fun pay-per-views I've reviewed with you guys.
Well, hold on. I need Aaron's rating.
Oh, for the main event. She gave it a 4.25. It could have been higher, but it was too short, and also she loved Nick Gage coming back. She loved the people beating the shit out of him.
Well, I liked them going for the pizza cutter spot and not getting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there for GCW. I don't know how it's there. None of it makes any sense, but it's compelling.
Shin, what do you think I rated the whole show?
A 3.25.
4.
Those are got it. The show was a 4 for me.
For me, it's a 3. Simply because I'm familiar with GCW, and this wasn't necessarily a totally accurate representation of GCW without the light tubes, without the death match. But I also thought it was a really mature step in the right direction for them to become real competition and become something that, you know, could really have an impact on the wrestling scene more than what it does now. And GCW has an impact. I mean, people want to. Minoru Suzuki fought in GCW.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, Impact should be quaking in their boots.
Yeah,
No, and I mean,
They could GCW because they're different.
yeah,
Could easily fall into that third thing, and we would have 3 promotions,
it was
and
all
entertaining.
different.
and
It was
also it's
entertaining.
cheap.
And it was
Also,
entertaining.
it's cheap. You have WWE, which you have to subscribe to their thing, and yeah, that's cheap, but you have to do the subscription thing. You have AEW, which is the highest quality, but you have to buy it on pay-per-view unless you,
It's expensive.
you know, yeah, but it's expensive. Then you have Impact, which is in the $25 range, and then you have GCW, which normally runs shows at $12.99 or $23.99 for 2 straight nights worth of wrestling, which features the guys like, you know, Tony Deppen and Minoru Suzuki and Joey Janela and Matt Cardona and all of these other guys, and they really utilize the you know, we're just running shows that people want to see, and there might be some character work, but there are plenty of matches in GCW that just happen because they're matches and you want to see them, and that's exciting because it's just professional wrestling.
I completely agree. I gave this a 3.5. I'm right in the middle of the two of you. I enjoyed the show. I would buy another GCW pay-per-view. Maybe not their ones they run like every other week, but I'd buy another one. The only thing I found funny, and it's just going back a little bit to the Mance Warner promo, where the guy who interrupted, fuck if I remember his name.
He had devil
Atticus
horns.
Koger.
Yeah,
The
where he called it a
deviant.
spot. Where he called it a spot show. And I sat there and went, how many of these fucking people know what a spot show is?
No, that's a lot of deathmatch. Like GCW fans were really mad because they're doing it in New York, because there wasn't light tubes and because there wasn't, you know, intentional blood and things.
Yeah, but calling it a spot show also means that it's not a film show. It's just an in-between town.
Well,
it's not like, I get the insult, but it also doesn't make sense.
He's just trying to replicate the angry death match.
He's trying to be Cornette.
No, that's the thing. Is the angry deathmatch people that are mad at people who don't do deathmatch stuff are literally no different than Jim Cornette, just on different ends of the universe.
Awesome.
Oh, they don't use enough light tubes.
Okay.
All right. Next week we do the Royal Rumble.
That's going to be a shit show. I predict it'll be a lower rating than tonight.
Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck.
Beth Phoenix and Edge versus The Miz and Maurice, brother.
I'm so not looking forward to having to watch WWE.
No, I'm not. I'm looking forward to watching how either Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar gets fucked over.
I hope I fall asleep so I can give it a good dozer rating.
I hope you actually watch it the way we do.
I will do my best.
Forward to seeing how the Royal Rumble comes, because the Royal Rumble match is always fun, even if it's shit.
Yeah.
And you know what? On that incredible bombshell, remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell icon. Go to www.shutsgoodsuit.com.
And check out...
We're doing occasional written shit now.
Check out Science Hour for Intelligent Toddlers.
Those are Shane Isaac.
I'm Isaac, that's Shane, that's Dozer.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Such Good Shoot. If you are on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon. Or subscribe to us on your favorite audio catcher, Or finally, if you're on Facebook, leave a comment, like the video, and make sure to share it out to all your friends. Until next